Well, glowing reviews of a business that turned out to be fake. Good evening and thanks for joining us on Channel 13 Live at 6 o'clock. I'm Trisha Keene.
And I'm Joe Moeller. Many of us rely on the advice of strangers to decide how we spend our money. That includes online reviews. As 13 Investigates found, that can be a world of deception.
And Chief Investigator Darcy Spears exposes some shady 5-star reviews focusing on one local business whose online accolades are full of fakes.
The soothing sound of bubbles in Chris Hove's backyard is about the only peaceful part.
It was a long road.
Of his pool project.
It's just a poor experience all around.
Before deciding on a pool builder, he got quotes from 6 different companies.
Out of all of them, Green Care seemed to be the best as far as the price.
He was also drawn to Green Care Pool Builder's 4-star status on Yelp and the company's many 5-star reviews.
I think they're very important.
Especially when making a 5-figure investment.
This was the totals what we paid.
A little over $63,000 for a small pool with spa-like features that acts like a large hot tub. Chris is one of 5 homeowners in his North Las Vegas neighborhood who hired Green Care, and they all told 13 Investigates similar stories.
They experienced a lot of the same problems, the lack of communication, the delays, the shoddy workmanship, things being left out of the contract, things being forgotten about.
Everything seemed fine at first, but when problems with the pool arose, Chris and several of his neighbors we spoke to all went back online and noticed the same suspicious pattern. Those 5-star reviews simply didn't hold water.
Green Care Pool Builder appeared on my radar in one of my other investigations.
Kay Dean is a former federal criminal investigator turned digital detective, delving deep into online review fraud about 5 years ago after a bad personal experience with a doctor. She calls social media reviews on platforms like Yelp, Facebook, and Google an ocean of disinformation. As for Green Care,
it's a pretty egregious case.
Dean analyzed 107 Green Care reviewers that were recommended by Yelp.
As someone who's not a computer engineer, using just eyeballs and spreadsheets, what I'm able to find is just shocking.
She believes many of the fake reviews originate overseas.
Quite often these rings are organized in countries like India, Bangladesh, or Pakistan.
Of the 107 Green Care reviews she analyzed, only 4 of the profiles were from Las Vegas.
Tile for the pool, for decking.
Green Care owner John Reese.
I don't need anybody to post anything that's phony. I need my real customers. How do you think
that makes you guys look?
I feel like it doesn't, obviously it doesn't look good, because when it was brought to my attention, I wasn't aware of it.
Several customers had called Green Care out before 13 Investigates got involved, flagging some of the phony 5-star reviews.
I'm very pleased that it's gone.
But it's not. They're still there.
We're still working on it. And that's the other problem, because I've been calling Yelp and talking to them. I can flag certain things and say that I don't agree with this particular review, but I can't physically remove it.
He can't, but Yelp moderators can, and they did after we started asking questions.
200 some reviews disappeared from your Yelp page, and you went from 4 stars to 3.
And I've contacted them, and I'm waiting to hear back from them.
Waiting to hear back about why some of the fake reviews are still there. Yelp says a recent survey found that 79% of people said they would prefer to see all the reviews for a business or product, including those that a review platform believes are fake or less trustworthy, so they can access all available information and come to their own conclusions and informed spending decisions. Chris Hove says that's hogwash.
To do something like that is extremely shady.
Here's how obvious some of the fake reviewers are. Many of their Facebook profiles have only a handful of friends, most of them foreign men. One example we found, Samuel Rogers and Joel Mitchell used the same pilfered profile photo of a young woman. Dominic Connolly, who has a bikini-clad blonde as his profile picture, posted a Green Care review on Facebook on December 5th, which is identical, word for word, to a Yelp review posted 3 days earlier by someone named Samantha W. The same review also appeared on Google under the profile Liana Chris. Samantha W. is one of over 70 Green Care reviewers recommended by Yelp who Dean found padding their online profiles.
They are plagiarizing content from TripAdvisor reviews in order to make their Yelp profiles look more realistic. And I have found thousands of examples of this on Yelp.
Samantha W. posted a review for a San Francisco cafe in November. That same review, complete with the same capitalization and punctuation errors, was posted 2 years earlier on TripAdvisor by someone else.
I uncovered, I think it was at least 70 profiles, and I stopped counting, Darcy.
Real Las Vegas customer Chris had previously posted a negative review about his experience with Green Care.
After we kind of blasted them online for this lack of customer service and the shoddy workmanship.
Suddenly they start responding again.
Suddenly they started responding. Now they started answering calls and they started returning calls, started showing up.
Reese himself took over Chris's project, also addressing concerns from his neighbors.
I apologize, there were some mishaps out there, just construction-wise, and they're all being resolved.
But the sour taste remains for Chris because of what else he discovered when looking more closely at Green Care's reviews, including more from Kay Dean, who found multiple Yelp reviews posted by company co-owner Tim Hanlon.
You had said that you weren't aware that this was going on. Tim, your partner, was going on. He also routinely comments and thanks the fake reviewers for their positive reviews.
Okay, yeah, I need to look into that.
After we contacted Yelp, the company reclassified all of Hanlon's reviews as not recommended. Reese says he's still looking into how all the fake reviews got there in the first place.
They're very specific. They name employees. They talk about project details.
Right.
That information had to come from somewhere, and that information is posted by clearly fake profiles.
Right. Right. So I mean, I agree, and it could be from a multiple areas of, like I said, like friends, family, friends of family, coworkers, things like that that are thinking they're doing us a benefit.
Green Care says it traces back to being strong-armed by Yelp, and they're far from the only business making that claim. In fact, an alleged nationwide small business shakedown by Yelp was the subject of a documentary film. As my special report continues tomorrow at 6, we ask social media giants Facebook, Yelp, and Google why they didn't catch the fake reviews. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.